Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we are once again looking at the beam system because I need to finish off what I did in my previous video and new blocks have been added. But before I go any further, this does contain flashing lights and bright lights, so if you have epilepsy or any kind of sensitivity to bright flashing lights, please click off this video now. So getting started, we're going to look at the new blocks. The first one is Laser Splitter. So what you are seeing right here is a block that can split it out its bum and out of its head. So the way it points is, that's the way it would normally point, like a combiner, but then it could also come out its rear going in a different direction. If I come onto the block itself, like so, we have a little split ratio. So if I want to put it all onto one side, I can. If I want to put it all onto the other, I can, or if I want to have a dead 50-50 split, I can do. So this is one way of alleviating a lot of clutter with the combiners if you wish to go around like a laser field or a laser fence around your base. For the next new block is the Laser Capacitor. So this is not really like the ion capacitor you see in the distance, and that is what I'm going to fire later on. I spent a little bit of time setting that up and experimenting a bit with it. But the laser capacitor is very different because instead of having a continuous beam coming out of the laser generators, I can place this down and it will start charging up. There's no laser coming out of it. Once it's fully charged up, it will launch a full maximum efficiency beam out of it, and it will go wherever you sent it or kill your target if you're pointing at it. And that is what it does. So instead of a continuous beam, you can basically set that up maybe on a piston or a rotor and have it as a trigger to fire the laser. Those are the new blocks. Their costs are basically the same as the other blocks, so I don't need to really cover them. But yes, last time I did not cover the efficiency system, or at least I don't remember covering it. As you can see here, I've set up a bunch of laser generators and reactors into one combiner. This combiner is pointing towards a splitter. But what you can notice here is the laser coming out from the laser generators is much thicker than the one being split off. That is because the splitter is reducing the efficiency by 50%. If I also change it to 100% on one side, we have equal thickness now going across. But the further we go away from the laser generators, the thinner the beam starts to get, because the beam itself is losing efficiency as it goes along. So after 3 combiners, it's starting to lose a lot of efficiency, which means it's going to do less damage. So if you want to avoid losing efficiency, you would use a rotor and go directly to that corner block instead of going all the way around. That's basically what happens with that. Yeah, so you can still do quite a lot of nice stuff thanks to this splitter. So you can just have going across like that and you get some nice little things. In fact, you could go even further and create neon signs with this if you really wanted. But yes, that is a light gloss over on the efficiency system and the new blocks for the laser system. But now it's time to come over to the ion system and fire this big boy over here. So what I've done is basically built a 4-way ion system where it's just looping around in that cube bit there, and it's charging the capacitors on both sides. The ion generator is at the very back here, and I needed to put thrusters and gyroscopes on here in order to get the turret to move with the script. If I drop down here and come underneath, yeah, bright light warning everybody, bright light. Shit, that's bright. On the inside here you can see the little loop I have built, which is causing it to charge itself up. I then have another ion combiner which is sitting on a piston. When I'm ready to fire this, I activate the piston by reversing it, and it would move in front of this beam. From there, it'll then fire along this little tube bit here, and hit this combiner, which will then allow it to go straight out the middle. The combiner is there purely to keep this central, because it doesn't sit central with the way I built the cannon, so it is sitting on a little piston down there in order to keep it central, so I had to put another one there. In case you're wondering. So yes, this is what the cannon looks like. It's well, it was originally going to be a ship. And here's some damage from where I had an accident with the laser splitter. So what I got here is a small little base and a chair set up. I have a camera on the front where I can move this up and down. And I've got manual control over the ion system. But let me now, if I come out of that and find my free camera. So let's now fire this, shall we? If I come back over to here, I'm now going to press 2 to reverse the combiner in place. And boom, that is done. And then I can reverse it again, and it'll then start to charge up. It's a very slow system, unfortunately, but I think it does quite well. But now it's time to shoot this into some ships, I believe. Let's come over to F10 and find some designs from the workshop. Alright, who wants to be blown up? Ooh, I like this ship. I do like this ship. It's a bit big, but I do like the ship. In one of my previous videos featuring a large turret, we had this ship deploy its parachutes for whatever reason. But for now, I'm going to shoot it with my cannon. So let's just turn this, and hopefully that'll be in place. I should probably set up a guiding system for this. Then I'm going to come over to my free camera. And it's time to fire it. So there was a very small little beam. Wasn't fully charged up, but let's take a look at some of the damage done. It's done some damage to it, but not much. Not as much as I was expecting, and it seems to be clear on the other side, so it hasn't gone all the way through. But the capacitors are now going to start charging up, hopefully. I might need to very quickly tear this down and add another system in place. Before I add in another ion generator, I decided to open up the top here to show you just how I built this cannon. So what we got here is a little loop going all the way around. Then if I press number 2, it'll start moving that into place, and then it'll fire it. So what I've done very quickly is just added some more ion generators onto this thing in order to speed up the charging process. In reality, you would simply wait for the capacitors to be fully charged before you then move that into place and blast a hole through your enemy ship. Ooh, deploy the parachutes. Why did you deploy the parachutes? That's a very meaty chunk of damage gone from that. It's not big, but if you get hit by this, it's going to destroy you. So what I've done is added Ronnie Dude's little engineer statue. I say little, it's massive, that thing. If I find the statue, it's only 59,000 blocks. And I'm going to fire it. If I find my free camera. Let's fire it while watching it like this. So I'm going to press number 2 to activate the firing mode. That is some meaty damage when it's fully charged. Look at that. That is really impressive. And we actually can see inside the statue. Reminds me a lot of Minecraft looking down like this. So before I blow up, one last thing. Yes, you can change the colours of this, like the laser system. I've chosen pink. So I've coloured that pink. And when I next fire it, it's going to fire pink. So let me just get back into my character, get into the seat. And we're going to aim this back down at the engineer. This time, I want to take his torso off. Let's just aim it like that. That should do. Find my free camera. And we're charged. We are fully charged. Firing. Pink beam of destruction. So to finish off this video, I'm going to shoot this poor little turtle, which is sitting right here. So off we go, just gonna blast it. This turtle, if you're interested, is a ship that can fly in space. And I missed that turtle completely, because my turret is a little bit wonky with its aiming system. But anyway, the turtle gets to live for now, and I shall end this video here. So what I've done is covered the efficiency system of the laser system, or at least covered it a tiny bit, the new blocks, and firing the ion cannon, which is, well, kind of a poor design, but you get the idea with what it can do. So once again, it will be in the description below if you wish to download and try it yourself. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.